Hey, May is my chamber month. Well, it's not my chamber month. It's your chamber month or your chamber month. I have my special friend here, Jacob Bigger. So tell me about my chamber month and why it's so important.
Well, my chamber month's a fantastic time of year. It allows everybody to just kind of get re-enveloped into the chamber, and we can bring in new members or prospective members that want to come in and get a feel of what the chamber is about. We have lots of awesome events. I know we're going to Top Golf for one of our events this month, and that's always going to be a big draw. But it's just a good month to get reconnected with the chamber or to be introduced to the chamber for the first time.
Yeah, and we like to talk about chamber champions. You're definitely a chamber champion. You're super involved. Tell us why. I mean, what is it that you and Landry's are so connected to the chamber for?
There's a lot of reasons to be involved in your chamber, and I'm an advocate if you just want to pay a membership because the chamber is working for you while you're working in your business and not necessarily being super involved. I'm definitely an advocate for that. It doesn't look like it because I'm also super involved, but being involved, there's a lot of intangibles. It's not just about promoting your business. There's a lot of leadership growth. There's a lot of business connections that you get to make. And it's just fun to be around the chamber and everybody that's with the chamber.
Yeah, so I got started years and years ago, 26 years ago, I think. And it was basically the credit union that I work for is Educators Credit Union. The chamber is a big supporter of education, plus the New Teachers Luncheon. And so I jumped right in on that. I always attended monthly membership lunches, and I did it because I liked lunch, and it was always at a good place. And so people would, try to network, and I'm like, I'm just here for lunch. But as I kept doing that, I got more and more and more involved. And then they ask you to serve in, the board, which was a great opportunity. Talk about some of your leadership experiences that you've had.
Well, I started on the chamber. It was, we're looking for board members. They brought me on to the board of directors, and the first year you're just kind of dipping your toe in the water. You're learning new names. You're kind of learning what your role is, and then it doesn't take long for the chamber staff to get a hold of you and to get you involved in different events and different committees. And I've worked up to being vice chair of membership on the executive committee, and so just my growth over the last few years, from my leadership and what I've been able to take from the chamber to other boards and to the boardwalk where I work. It's just been fantastic. And so sometimes I like to think back what was I like 3 years ago, and I can definitely see some of the changes, and a lot of it stems from just being involved in the chamber.
Well, I think for chamber champions, there's no adage to me that's truer than you get what you put into it, you're gonna get out of it tenfold, right? So the more you put in, be it your time, your effort, your giving of yourself, you're going to get all that back out in at least tenfold. That's been my experience.
Oh, 100% true. I always work with people and say, that when they're talking about their membership and whether they're using or not using it, there's a million opportunities to get involved. It's the diplomats, it's different event committees. You can just pick and choose like some of the things that you enjoy. We have the boat parade, which is super fun, the chairman's ball. There's a lot of fun events, the bowling tournament, the golf tournament. And even if you just want to pick one or two of those because you like the event and you like being a part of the event, join that committee, and then the people that you meet and the opportunities that present itself, you'll grow. It's not just about just doing something for the chamber as much as your personal growth and development will just come naturally from it, and just being involved. And it's super easy to get involved. You just call Sherry or Catherine and say, hey, I'd like to be a part of this, and they'll jump at the bit to get you involved. And and once you're involved, they're not going to let you leave. So
yeah, and I like the fact that there's 1,000 different chamber members, right? And there's 1,000 different stories as to why they're a chamber member. And what they see as the value of doing it. For me, one of my favorite things, obviously, is the New Teachers Luncheon. And I love the way that this chamber has fun, but it's also about business and the community and making it better. I can't think of a better example of that than the biennial trip up to Austin to advocate for our community, especially our education community. And so I think that's what sets this chamber apart from other organizations that are similar.
Yeah, I think this chamber has a lot of credibility with our legislators, and I would say advocacy is one of my main reasons why I think businesses should be involved in the chamber, and should support the chamber, is because of chambers are going out there and they're working on legislation and trying to bring things to the area, bring funding to the area. We have the Ike Dike for storm surge protection, and that's a huge project. And a lot of that stems from organizations similar to the chamber and BAHEP that are pushing for those things. And I think people forget how some of that works and all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes to make sure that our area is taken care of, at least from the government standpoint.
Yeah, and I've met a lot of members who they don't even own a business, but they join the chamber because they get to do that. They get to be a part of trying to make the community better. And so, like we said, there's 1,000 different reasons because there's 1,000 different members to become a chamber champion.
Like you said, the chamber is obviously built for business, but it's not just here for business. It's supporting education, supporting nonprofits, supporting the community at large. When a road project gets approved, it benefits everybody that lives in the community and works in the community.
All right, so we already mentioned Business After Hours is going to be at Topgolf. That should be a fun time. What are some of the other fun events that people could look forward to? And again, the point being for all those chamber champions out there to bring in as many prospective members and let them experience it. I think that's when we started doing my chamber month years ago. It was because seeing is believing. Experiencing it is better than me describing it to you. So what other events are you looking forward to in my chamber month?
For any prospects that are going to come through, it's obviously all the chamber events are going to be free to be able to participate. So essentially, you don't have to be a member of the chamber to enjoy this month and to get a feel for it. So it'll start off with the Business and Wellness Expo, which is a fantastic event. And there's all kinds of businesses that'll have an opportunity to promote themselves. It's an opportunity to go through and just see what's out there. And then this year especially, there'll be a little bit of a focus on hiring and supporting hiring for the community, which has kind of been a hot topic as of lately. And as far as the prospecting, what we're hoping is we want to get all of our members engaged. We have kind of a new philosophy in terms of driving organic membership, and we want people to join for the right reasons. There's a lot of, you grab your friend or your colleague, you pull their ear, like, you got to join, and it's come to an event, come to several events, come to every single event in the month of May, and we'll show you the value you're going to get, and you'll realize, that membership level that you're paying, what you're getting in return is far exceeds that investment.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the luncheon next month because I have it on good authority. It's going to be the most interesting one we've had for a while. Inside joke, but no, it should be good. All of those current chamber champions, if they bring in prospects, we've got a prize going for the person that brings the most prospects to the most events, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to throw in a freebie to that prize, and they can be on the podcast. So we'll add that to whatever you guys come up with.
Well, I think, bringing them on the podcast is a fantastic time. And so whoever brings in the most prospects during the month of May to all kinds of My Chamber Month events will be awarded a prize at our June luncheon on June 29th. So you definitely want to bring in prospects. The great thing about it is there's no hard selling. I know a lot of people, they're not into selling or knocking on doors and cold calling and just trying to get people to join. All you got to do is call, colleagues and businesses that you may be utilizing for your own business or for personal that aren't members of the chamber. Say, just come to an event with me. I'm going to go to this event. I'll introduce you to people. It'll be nice and easy. You don't have to worry about.
You could even tell them that you're covering the cost for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it sound like you're wheeling and dealing.
Exactly. No, that's one way to do it. It sounds like you're going to probably be one of the top producers for prospecting this year.
I don't know that many people.
But that's what it's about. It's just about bringing as many people, letting them experience the chamber, and we want to award those that are putting in the effort and supporting the mission and driving membership, and that's one way to do it that can be easy and fun. I will let you know that you can't just bring the same member 12 times or prospect 12 times. You got to bring different prospects.
Different prospects.
But you can bring them to every single event. So you can have 20 people just follow around with you to every event, and you'll get credit for 20 prospects.
Excellent. So all you chamber champions, get out there and get the calendar of events so that you can start lining up your guests. All right, we're going to switch gears here. We're going to bring in somebody in the know, and you're going to line us out what the events are so that we can start planning we can game plan.
We're going to game plan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jameson. My Chamber Month has a lot of different activities. We have activities every month, but we put as many as we can into May so that people can bring in potential chamber members, people that they do business with, people that they work with, who will also succeed by being a chamber member. So we kick off with our business development division. They do a free seminar every month for chamber members. Of course, this one will be open to anyone. That starts out May 2nd in the morning here at the Chamber. They're going to focus on when you go to conferences, when you go to expos, what's the best way to promote your business, make connections, and build your business. So we're going to focus, it's going to be Expo 101.
Well, that's timely.
Very timely. And then that evening, we're going to actually kick off my Chamber Month with a 50th anniversary party at My Flooring America. They're located on Texas Avenue. They've been a longtime chamber member and community member, and a big part of my Chamber Month. One of their staff actually was chairman of the board when we started my Chamber Month, hence the name, My Flooring America, My Chamber Month. And so we'll be kicking off a good party there. So that'll be a lot of fun. Again, this is all about networking, making connections, meeting folks. After that, the first Wednesday of the month, the 3rd, we'll have Lunch Bunch, which is hosted by our young professionals. And that's going to be at Mamacita's. A little Cinco de Mayo fun, a little bit early. And that is a Dutch treat lunch that we love for folks to attend. We don't card anyone, so everyone's invited. Actually, you and I could go. We would be chaperones, but we could be there if we wanted to. It's a lot of fun energy. And then on that Friday night, the 6th, is when we're going to do the Young Professionals Progressive Dinner. We thought it'd be a lot of fun we've done it at the Kemah Boardwalk area before. This time we're going to switch gears and go to Baybrook Mall. We're going to start out at Maggiano's for some happy hour and appetizers and beverages. Then we're going to go to Yard House for dinner and whiskey cake for dessert. And again, it's just a Dutch treat. Progressive dinner, a way for people to relax, meet new folks, find out about the chamber, bring prospects in, that kind of thing. And then the month just continues. The Business and Wellness Expo, I know you guys were talking about already. Great exposure for the businesses that are there, but great for people who don't have a booth there yet. They're not a chamber member yet, to find out what goods and services there are in the community, how to connect with them.
This year.
It will be packed.
Yeah.
It will be pretty awesome. That's May 12th.
People are back.
Yep. That's at Gloria Day Lutheran Church, and that's from 11 to 5, and it's free to attend and meet these folks. And so we'd love to have you. Jacob did touch on the fact that we are trying to help people find employees, and vice versa. People find jobs. And so we will have those connections made at the Business and Wellness Expo again this year. We're pretty proud of that. Our exclusive wellness sponsor is UTMB Health, and they're a great supporter of that event. So hopefully people will come out, and prospects will come to that as well. After that, we have Business After Hours at Top Golf, but just before Business After Hours at Top Golf, we'll be doing speed networking. What's fun about speed networking is it's like speed dating, but you don't have to leave with anyone, but you do get to make a lot of contacts. We are very controlling at that. I'm pretty bossy. You get to talk for 2 minutes. The other person talks for 2 minutes. You exchange business cards, and then you move on to the next person. You can make 30 contacts before we even start the Business After Hours. So that's a lot of fun. That's going to happen on May 25th. Prior to that, on May 25th, is our general membership luncheon. We're going to have at South Shore Harbor Resort. It is going to be one of our best yet, so you don't want to miss it. The general membership luncheon allows people to network for an hour before we even start the luncheon. That has formed a great way for people to build relationships, especially with people they've never met before. We have spotlight tables and sponsors who are exhibiting. You can go meet them, but you can also go and meet everyone else in the room. And so that's a great activity for the month. So there's a lot of different things happening. We do Toastmasters every Friday morning here at the Chamber, 8 to 9 in our boardroom. Folks are welcome to come check that out as well. The only things you have to pay for is if there's food involved, as in the luncheon or the Dutch treat events with the YPs. But for the most part, there's no money involved. It's really just experience and seeing why Jacob from the Kemah Boardwalk is so involved. What's his why, and how that could transfer to your why of being a part of the chamber.
It's a chamber test drive.
It is a chamber test drive. Oh, that should be our theme. That's a chamber test drive. I love it. But chamber champions are there to help us bring in those prospects because, the more of us there are, the more members there are, everyone benefits with that. If you're networking with 50 people, well, if that network builds to 100 people, that's a lot better for your business, right? So same thing with chamber members. The more we grow, the more our members can all grow with their businesses, our economy does better, and the best part is our advocacy. Because when we go advocate, whether it's local, state, or national, we get to say we are representing 2 counties, Harris County and Galveston County. We're representing 9 cities. We're representing, 350, 375,000 people, right? But the number of businesses that we're representing is huge, and the more that number grows, legislators understand that very well, and that makes a difference to them. And so everyone who joins the chamber helps, whether they're never set foot in the chamber or not. We still use those numbers in advocacy, and it's a huge help.
So all of you chamber champions, you have your orders. Go out there and get people involved with the chamber test drive for My Chamber Month.
My Chamber Month, May.
All right.